If you're a fan of kitchen nightmares, you may have once heard Gordon Ramsay say that Wagyu should be treated with respect. Well, the very same Gordon Ramsay has also partnered with Burger King and is advertising a Wagyu beef burger that he's apparently not made but does endorse. It's a little bit confusing. I'm here today to give it a go and see if it's any good. Are we going to be served up a decent burger or an idiot sandwich? Now, it is a very British day today with it being windy and rainy. Apparently there's a storm brewing as well. So inside you can see they're definitely pushing this burger, the Wagyu it's called. And let's get our order started. Alright, let's have a look at the menu. I imagine it's going to be in the what's new section. Oh, there it is, £11. Is that for the meal or just the burger? Oh my gosh, so a medium meal, £13.50. Okay, just the burger, £11. Now, I do want to get a bit of a comparative burger. Let's see if there's any offers. I feel like we can do it, maybe saving a little bit on our next burger. Okay, what is this? Regular Whopper meal for £5.99. Maybe I do this and then I'll change my burger to be just a burger. And then we can do a little comparison between it. That's crazy though, £5.99 for that meal versus, what was it, £14.50? Get that ordered. Oh my gosh, the food arrived so quickly. I ordered and got it like less than 5 minutes. Can't believe that. So we have got both burgers. This is the Gordon Ramsay burger. Look at the packaging. It comes in like a whole box. Maybe that justifies the price. I don't know. And then here is the Whopper. So you can see them side by side here. The Whopper's actually bigger than I remember. I can't believe I got this meal for, what was it, like £5 or something? So I have to say, presentation is pretty decent. It does feel premium, you know, compared to the regular burger. So that makes sense given that we've paid a lot more. But we're gonna have to start with the fries. Always gotta start with the fries. Oh my gosh, they are so fresh. Freaking love a Burger King fry. There needs to be a better solution than these bloody packets that I can never, oh, never mind. Honestly, throughout a lifetime, how many of these packets do you think you've wasted individually because you couldn't get them open? Because I know personally for me, it has to be in the hundreds at this stage. I love Burger King fries. Fresh Burger King fries are actually elite. I think we need to check this burger out. Let me bring you down for the big reveal. Oh my gosh, look at that, the drama, okay. I like the bit of drama. It actually smells insane. And you know what, the presentation is decent. I have to say, I was feeling quite skeptical, but so far, apart from the price, it's looking pretty good. It smells really nice. I do love the drama of the opening box. Let's get our Whopper open as well. We can do a little side by side. Apologies for the camera angles here. I'm doing my best. This Burger King only has like really small tables. Wow, look at that. Okay, so the Whopper's definitely bigger, which I kind of expected because the Wagyu burger you'd probably expect to be a smaller, like daintier burger. But I do feel like the burger's maybe a little bit thicker than the Whopper burger. To be fair, presentation of both's actually decent. I do like that the Wagyu one is in this little wrapper that kind of keeps it all nice. It keeps the presentation really nice there as well. All right, what do we do? Do we go in straight for the Wagyu? I think we're gonna have to. I've put the noise reduction on the microphone, so sorry if it's a little bit like tinny now, but there's just a lot of music in the background and I don't want to risk getting copywritten. But let's go in and try this burger. Now, like I was saying, right? Gordon Ramsay has endorsed the burger, so he's all over the advertising, but then part of the advertising is that he didn't make it, which I find a bit strange because it's basically like he slapped his face on it and his approval on it, but really had nothing to do with it. I'm sure he got a nice check for it, but that does make me quite skeptical, you know, like it does. And like I said, Ramsay has been known himself to be given out about the fact that Wagyu's just been like popping up everywhere in random places that it doesn't belong, when it is that kind of like more refined cut of meat, I guess, or like premium meat. And the one thing that I do like though, and that Gordon Ramsay talks about in his like PR statements around the burger, is that it is British Wagyu. So, you know, I do like that it's local meat and kind of promoting the fact that there is Wagyu beef here in Britain as well. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, let's go in. I'm a little bit nervous. Okay. Oh, 1 First impressions, that's actually quite nice. That is actually quite nice. And you know what? I'm not actually missing the cheese, which is interesting. It does have a nice sauce on it. It actually is one thing that I don't like. I love Burger King burgers. I love that flame grilled flavor. But a lot of the burgers just have like mayo and ketchup. Whereas, you know, you go to McDonald's, you get your Big Mac. That Big Mac sauce is unbelievable. I think Burger King has, what is it? The Big King? Is that the one that has the nice sauce? But a lot of them, you really are just relying on the burger. And sometimes they can be quite dry. The meat is actually not dry. Like, it's quite tender, which is kind of what you would expect from like a better cut of meat. Just to give you an idea of what the fill-in looks like, so you've got that like, it's like the pickle, the onion, the lettuce, everything's looking pretty fresh. That's a decent burger. That is a decent burger. Okay, I was just double checking the content. So it's rocket crispy onion, pink onions, onion mayo. That's what that nice, and the caramelized onions as well. So the onion mayo and the caramelized onions are kind of giving it like a little bit of a sweet flavor. I have to say, I'm actually quite surprised. I kind of thought I was going to be not that impressed, but it is a tasty burger. Now, let's compare it to the Whopper, because the big question is, like, is it worth the premium price to go from a regular burger up to the Wagyu burger? The toppings on the Whopper look equally as fresh, taste really good. I have to say, I do actually notice the difference though in the patty. The Whopper patty is really nice, but I can actually tell that this is just a slightly nicer patty. Now, let's do a little cross-section comparison here. So, the Whopper has the same problem that I feel like I have with a lot of Burger King burgers. It just doesn't have a great sauce. Like, it's just got a bit of mayo and ketchup, and you know what? Some people really like that. I like to have a burger sauce with my burgers. So I think that's why I like overall the like kind of flavor profile of having the sauce, especially with the caramelized onions as well. Now, is there a difference between the patties? So the Whopper patty has that lovely like flame grilled flavor that Burger King is well known for. The Wagyu patty is definitely a little bit more tender, I think. Being able to taste them like one right after the other, you can taste the difference in the beef. It is subtle. It is subtle. But I don't know, I just feel like, what was it, $13.50 for a fast food meal? Like, it's got to blow your socks off. And if I think about other places that would charge that much, like, I guess, you know, places like Five Guys are super expensive, aren't they? Is it in line with a Five Guys burger? I don't know. I mean, the fact that I've got a really nice fresh one, I think has played a big part in it. They literally look like they just whipped that up. They did bring it out very quick, to be fair, but they whipped it up. The place is dead now. There's nobody else in here other than me. So I do feel like I just got two lovely fresh burgers. And that's just not always the case, is it? That's kind of what you're paying the premium for when you go to a Five Guys, is that they will make it fresh for you. And then I compare it to, you know, I've been to Wendy's recently, and again, the price point of what you'd expect, it is just that bit higher. And I know obviously there is the justification of the premium patty, but I don't know. And I do just feel it's a little bit distasteful from our friend Gordon Ramsay to just sort of slap his face all over the advertising, but at the same time be like, oh, but I had nothing to do with it. Like, I didn't make it. And that's kind of part of the advertising gag, but I'm just like, where's the gag, you know? That's like basically the epitome of what like selling out looks like, right? Especially when you've been so vocal yourself about, you know, making Wagyu a bit gimmicky. Can you get any more gimmicky than sticking it in a fast food burger? But all that said, I'm very much enjoying my food. I'm going to finish off the Wagyu burger. I'm going to wrap up my Whopper to have a little bit later. Finish up my Wagyu and I'll let you know my final thoughts. Let's talk final thoughts on the Wagyu burger. I really liked it. I feel like I am the kind of idiot that these sort of sandwiches are made for, because I do like the bit of drama, you know, opening the box and the nice packaging and stuff like that. And then also I enjoyed the premium meat. Like, it wasn't worlds apart, but I could taste the difference. Now, do I think that it's worth the price? No, I think the price is a bit outrageous for a fast food burger. Maybe it just wasn't possible to do it cheaper with using British Wagyu, I don't know. I do think it's quite expensive for what it is, and had my burger not been like literally delivered to me super fresh, I would have been very disappointed for the price that I'm paying. I'd love to know if any of you guys have tried it and what you thought of it, because I do feel like places like this can be super hit and miss, and maybe I just got a really good one today. I can't really fault it. I can't fault it other than the price, other than the fact that I think it's overpriced, and I think that Gordon was a bit of a sellout for just slapping his face all over the campaign. And that is a wrap for another Foodie Friday. I hope you have enjoyed coming along with me today. Let me know what you thought of the burger if you've tried it, and if not, let me know, would you pay that much for a Gordon Ramsay Wagyu Burger King collaboration? Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next Friday at 5 p.m.